if you don't hit it smack bang in the middle, it's not going to go straight, even if the path and the face are very good. Hit it out on the toe, it's probably going to hook more than the impact would suggest, and in the heel it'll slice more and lose distance. Now, throughout the show, we've been teasing a lesson on the straightest driver in PGA Tour history, and that player is Calvin Peete. Calvin Peete, a remarkable golfer, didn't start till his 20s, had a broken arm that never set properly. The most successful African-American golfer before the emergence of Tiger Woods. He had 12 PGA Tour wins, including the 1985 Players' Championship, and he led the tour in driving accuracy 10 straight years from 1981 to 1990. His 84.6% accuracy in 1982 is a single-season record. Quite incredible. Now let's talk about contact point, because clearly Calvin Peete did hit it smack bang in the middle of the club. He must have done, even with the bent left arm, but it was fixed. That was an interesting thing. It wasn't wobbling around. But to make sure you have some idea of where you're hitting it on the face, use something on the face and hit shots and see what your tendency is. You need to know about where you're hitting it. So I'm just going to hit one here and see where I get it. I must say my tendency usually is a slight bias to the toe, but let's see what I get here. And that one, well, that one's off the bottom there. Now that would probably go fairly straight, but I've just lost about 20 yards by hitting it off the bottom there, no doubt about it. So something to let you know where you hit it on the face is very, very important. Our question was, how can you train to stop hitting it off the toe? Well, there's an understanding, and then there is a training. The understanding, I'm going to use my my paintbrush club again. I love this thing. My understanding would be this, for people to understand when you hit the ball off the toe, somewhere in your swing, something's too upright. So are we ready for my paintbrush? We are. If your swing gets very, very upright, and the path can still be straight, and the downswing is very upright, oftentimes slightly out to in, there'll be a definite tendency to hit it off the toe. For those of us who hit it off the toe, including me, let's do this one more time. I'm going to flatten the angle of that swing appreciably. So for me, it would be get the club much deeper, still on a good plane, but you'll see that tilt of that circle is much more rounded. People who have more of a rounded golf swing can still hit the ball very straight, but they're not going to hit the ball as lightly off the toe. So that would be the mechanics behind it. The mechanics behind it would be that you need to get more rounded. If you wanted to practice something, you could simply do this. For those people who hit the ball off the toe, it basically means you're pulling the club in. It's like you're clapping hands, but you're missing on the inside. So what could you do? Well, as a training device, you could take something, a box, a head cover, something like that, put it just inside the ball, and just enough to make you swing out. And you know, box has consequence. Perhaps a club cover is a little less daunting, but I can go ahead and hit one that way, and that ball certainly is going to be more towards the middle of the golf club. If you are a heel hitter, there is a very good chance, if you're a heel hitter, that probably your swing is too rounded somewhere, and you are overreaching in the forward swing. Now, the way to practice is going to be to put the box on the other side, which I'm going to do in a minute, but the mechanics behind it would be, now you're clapping hands this way. It's as if instead of clapping hands, you're reaching too much. You get too big of a gap. So one of my keys that helps for many heel hitters is, as you come down, have the sense of just lightly brushing your right arm against your right leg. The great Byron Nelson used to do this. Actually had to take his money clip and move it from one side of his body to the other. He had a period of shanking, and he got out of it by getting his right arm to brush his right leg coming down. If I was not that way inclined and I just wanted to train, well, then it would be pretty simple. I would just take the box and put it on the other side of the ball. I don't know if this might confuse the computer. It probably will, because the computer probably can't see the ball. But if I'm a heel hitter, I'm just going to put that box just very slightly outside the ball and practice hitting balls without hitting the box. It didn't confuse the computer, so that's good. So either way, if you're a heel hitter or toe hitter,